Good morning, everyone. John and Gumby on this Saturday morning, coming to you. I don't know. It's fourth down, late in the third quarter. If you remember, second down, Grassley did the quarterback sneak. We used the timeout. All right, on third down, we tried a quick slant pass to the goal and for the end zone. Didn't make it. We're sitting again. We're at fourth and inches, late in the third quarter. I think we go for it. What do you guys think? I think we go for it. We have to go. We have to go for it. So, all right. So before I continue on with what's happened legislatively, I just thought I'd touch base and just give some updates on some people. I'm a few weeks off on some of this, so for some of you, please forgive me on that. So, some people have made decisions that they need to move on and stuff, and by gosh, by gum, by golly, I'm really cool with that. So Kim Gibson has taken a job working for, I think, a concrete company or something like that down in Des Moines. So a week or so ago, Kim and I went out to dinner with her and her husband and thanked her for all of her service and stuff. So if you're out and about and you see Kim Gibson, congratulate her on her new opportunity. Jose stopped in yesterday and let us know that he is going to be going back home to Puerto Rico. He didn't get into it too much, but apparently his father needs him there. So he didn't know if he was going to be gone 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year, but he just wanted to stop in. So he was heading out to Chicago today, and I think he gets on a direct flight to Puerto Rico tomorrow morning. So Jose is going back home. Sylvestre stopped in yesterday, and he asked me, and he said, "So do I need to look for a new job?" And guys, I don't know how to answer that. What I asked Sylvestre is, well, how are you doing for money? I could tell you that we have a couple trips today, but then it's 21 days till we have our next trip and stuff. So back to Sylvester, I'm like, well, what do you need? What do you need? How are you doing? Now, I'm guessing, like a lot of you with the enhanced unemployment, he's really doing pretty well financial security and stuff. So what I asked him is that if he can hold off a week or two and we can see what happens in Congress and what they push through, that maybe we can have a more honest conversation of what the future can look like, right? Both on the enhanced unemployment side and then in regards to the programs that could happen at CIT. So because he was feeling good about his financial security, that's what he decided to do. And all of you guys will have to make that decision. And whatever decision you make, please understand that I understand that, and I will support you in whatever decision that you make. So let's go back to where we are, right? So we're fourth down, late in the third quarter. We're down by 7, fourth and inches, right? So, depending on how you want to coach the game, right? We could go for the field goal or we can go for the touchdown. Guys, I think we go for the touchdown. I think we try to take the lead. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So the Senate is now out of session and they're coming home. The House is out of session and they're coming home. And obviously, if you're watching the news, there's no new program out there, right? There's nothing. Nothing has been addressed this return session and stuff. So what that means is that the impact of the next CARES package, I think it's called the HEROES Act or something like that, but the impact of that is really, and the scope of that is really going to be determined by just a handful of people. So it's going to be the leadership, majority minority leadership in the House, majority minority leadership in the Senate. It's going to be President Trump, and it's going to be Secretary Mnuchin. And so, you're talking about, right, 6 guys or 6 people that are gonna hammer out whatever this plan is. What our lobbyist is telling us is that it probably will be yet a couple weeks, because unfortunately now we're getting into election type politics, and obviously the presidential seat is up for reelection, and the possibility of turning the Senate over. So there's a little bit politics getting played, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, I wish that I didn't have to navigate the most difficult time in the career of my company during an election year politics, but it's the cards that were dealt. So does that mean that we can't do anything to help move this forward? Does this mean that there isn't something that can happen? No, it doesn't mean that at all. So I'm going to continue on with the theme of what I've been saying to you guys for weeks now, is that we need to continue to reach out to our federally elected representatives. So you're sitting there and saying, wait a minute, but they're not even in the office right now. They're not there. You're right. You're right. But they still have the ability to reach out to these 6 decision makers to influence and try to impact the way that the package goes. So what Kim and I are doing, and I'm going to send you in the email, there's going to be a forward from the UMA email, newsletter email, that you're going to be able to see and get some ideas and get some perspective from our legislative official. But what we've been doing the last week is that we've been reaching out pretty consistently, and we're asking them to take their support of the motor coach industry one step further and contact the majority or minority people in their House or Senate and get a hold of Secretary Mnuchin and say, we need to see the motor coach industry made whole. The airline industry has come back and asked for another $25 billion. And, at first glance, you're like, oh, this is very frustrating because they've received monies already, and now they're coming back for a second dip at it. I'm going to choose to use that and think of that as an opportunity that, it's probably very fair that Congress needs to look at what the airline industry needs. I think that the airline industry is very important and critical to our economy. So they'll have to look at it. And what I'll hope is that they're going to close the loophole that they left. They helped city transit, they helped Amtrak, they helped the cruise industry, they helped the airline industry. They didn't touch the motor coach industry, right? So maybe while they consider that, they just like, you know what, we got to close this loop. When you're talking to your federal elected representatives, you might want to remind them that the Department of Homeland Security has indicated that the private for-hire motor coach industry is critical infrastructure for safety in the United States. And so we're going to need their help. So please, please, please email again, call again. I'll put all the contacts in the email that I send this out on. Reach out, keep pushing it. Let's go for it here on 4th down. Let's see if we can't bring this CARES Act home or get the CARES Act put into the HEROES Act or whatever it is. Let's try to see if we can't bring that home. I think that in all honesty and all sincerity, that is the best chance for this business to keep going. By pushing through and taking care of your economic and your household security in regards to financial, the CARES Act or the HEROES Act is going to be very important. We need to see those things come together because I think there's a long road yet before those of us in group travel can take people to group events. And I think that's a little ways down the line. So if you could please, if you haven't reached out, please make your voice known. If you reached out, reaffirm your voice. I mean, Kim and I, we are tag teaming it. So she's sending an email one day, I'm sending an email the next day. She's sending an email, I'm sending an email. And the cool side of it is that I think we're getting response and we're having email dialogue with the Ernst office, with the Grassley office, and with the Loebsack office and the King office. So we're not getting regular dialogue with Finkenauer, and we're not getting regular dialogue with Axne, But that has been the get-go from I mean, that's how it's been from the very get-go. It's been that way from the very beginning. The dialogue with those two offices have been very limited. Anyway, but let's just keep asking for that support. So whenever they're working with their colleagues on whatever opportunity they have, let's make sure that the bus industry, that the administration and the leaders of our government understand that this is important and critical, and we need their help. Thank you for all you do. I hope you're having a great week. Hold off. They're going to come up with a package. I know it seems a little scary right now, but they're going to come up with a package. Let's hold off and see what it is, and then we'll decide what we need to do. Semper Govni. Have a great week. Thank you.